in my notes anymore. I need the night vision specs. So we're going to go through, it was going to be the top 5 trivial things that people should know about Susan Scales, just to round out the edges and understand it a little better, but Molly took the thunder on one of them, so it's the top 4. So the first one is relates to the governor of California, Jerry Brown. When Susan was 25 years old, just graduated from Sweetbriar, she was living in Presidio Heights, and she was taking a muni bus downtown. And she sat down on the bus, and Jerry Brown, the lech, sat down next to her and hit on her for the 25 minutes down to 100 Spear. And so he was 55. He was 55. Susan was 25. They were on a muni bus, and I think that probably proves why Jerry Brown thinks the bullet train is such a great idea. So other things that you should know about Susan, she does keep chocolate chip cookies on tap, so come by anytime you have a chocolate need, we can do that. Secret ingredient to her award-winning cinnamon rolls, mashed potatoes. See? Everyone's going, wow. If you were to grab Susan's iPhone and you were to look at Pandora, which, by the way, you should help her find. Top 3 favorite stations to listen to would be Zach Brown, ABBA, and the third, which is the number 1, the Carpenters. That should have been honest. And finally, Susan's the love of her life, the favorite man of her life, never-ending love, Tucker the dog. So clearly the theme here is what an amazing woman Susan is and how much we love to celebrate her. And what an amazing mom she is, and what an amazing teacher she is. And all 3 of those combined, if you're in the Hunt House, you realize that we share all of those things, and we're unbelievably fortunate. And it makes me think about a graduation speech I once read by a fellow named John Sloan Dickey, and he was the president of Dartmouth College from the 50s until the mid-60s. And he talked in his graduation speech about the relationship that parents and teachers have with children and students. And he said that there is this irretrievable bond that parents and teachers have with their children and with their students. And that that bond sticks with them forever. And that it basically creates a kind of what he called an earthly immortality with the people that the mothers and the teachers have touched along the way. And with all the places that Gary mentioned that Susan has taught, she's taught not thousands yet, but hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students along the way, and has touched every one of them really, really phenomenally. And you can ask her about any child over the last 20 years, and she can tell you great details about them and why each one of them is so special. And then we see Molly, Heidi, and Charlie, who are gifts that Susan has brought to us and who has reared, and you see how she has touched them and affected them. And he said that ultimately, with a parent and with a teacher, there has to be this disengagement as the child moves on and grows up, and as the student moves on in life. And yet that is ultimately a disappointingly partial disengagement, because the teacher and the mother remain part of that child forever. There is no real full disengagement. So with that said, Susan, if you have had that much effect on your 3 children and your husband who loves you very much, and all of the children that you've taught in school for the last 20 to 25 years, we can only imagine how great the next 50 is, and the sky's the limit. And we are so glad to have you in our lives, and happy birthday.